Welcome back to One Hot Bite. Melissa here, where healthy doesn't have to be boring, and I'm going to show you how today. We're going to make two different things. We are going to make oatmeal knots, and these are the rolls I've been talking about for the last little bit, and they are the best rolls I've ever had. They're hearty, they're healthy. We have oatmeal and whole wheat flour and flaxseed meal and all kinds of wonderful things in it, and sweetened with honey just a little bit. Other thing we're gonna make today is we're gonna make a champagne glazed ham. So this would be great for a nice Easter brunch or dinner. Before we get started, I want to thank you so much for being here. I love having every single one of you here every week and every video with me, and thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Those of you that are new today, thank you for showing up, and if you see what you like, please subscribe down below and smash that like button. Share this with your family and friends as well. And let's get cooking. First thing we're gonna put together is our rolls today. So we're gonna get all our ingredients together. I cooked these at the same time. So while I had my dough rising, I was making my ham. I'm gonna split this into two pieces. So if you're more interested in the ham, you can shuffle forward into that chapter and watch the ham. And if you're interested in watching the whole thing, absolutely watch these rolls first because they're amazing. And then you can watch the ham. So let's get these rolls started. In a large bowl, we're going to add 1 cup of oats, a half a cup of honey. Ooh, that's just always so pretty watching honey do this. And I've taken 2 tablespoons of butter and just chopped it up in little cubes. We have 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and I'm going to add 2 cups of boiling hot water. We want it nice and hot. We're going to make these oats expand and fluff up. In another bowl, we're going to add 1 package of yeast and 1/3 cup of warm water, about 100 to 110 degrees. Let that sit for 5 minutes, and we're going to add that to our oats. Here comes our flaxseed meal. We're going to use 1/3 cup of that. I'm just going to give this a nice little mix before we add in our flours. We are going to add in 3 cups of whole wheat flour. We're also going to add some all-purpose flour in this as well. And the reason why we're doing that is we don't want these being super dense. We want them still to have a little fluff to it, and the regular flour is going to add that fluff. If we did all whole wheat, it would be super, super heavy. So mix that together, and as soon as we have it all mixed together, we're going to turn it out onto a lightly floured surface, and we're going to knead this for about 8 minutes. In the kneading process, we're going to continue to add up to about 1/2 cup of water. Your dough is going to still be a little bit sticky. The more you knead it, the less sticky it will get as we progress through this kneading process and getting that 1/2 cup incorporated. So just be patient with it. And in this nice little ball, we're going to add it back to a nice clean bowl that we have coated with cooking spray. We're going to coat the bowl with the cooking spray, and then we're also going to coat the top of this beautiful, beautiful dough ball as well. This is going to double in size, so you can see how big of a bowl you're going to need. Set it in a warm place for about an hour, and look how fluffy. Make sure it's all fluffed up. That 2 indentation means it's good. Let's punch it down and let it rest for 5 minutes. As soon as it has rested, we're going to go ahead and turn this out onto a floured surface, which I didn't get my flour down, so I pulled it back up. We're going to flour it. We're just going to shape this into a nice little ball because we're going to divide it in half. So with each half, we're going to divide this into 12 equal portions. We're going to end up with 24 total rolls. So I'm going to cut the tips off of these so that I can make my 12 rolls. You're going to roll each of these into a long rope, about 8 inches. And you're going to do this simple, tie it in a knot, over, under, and hide those little ends a little bit, and you have these cute little knots. I'm going to put it on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper. I'm going to show you one more. Super easy to roll these guys out into a nice little rope. And as soon as you have about 8 inches, over, under, tie, tuck in those ends. Beautiful. We're going to coat these with a little bit of cooking spray because we're going to rise them one more time. I'm going to cover them with plastic wrap just to keep them from drying out, and they won't stick to the plastic wrap now. We're going to set this aside for about 30 minutes. I apparently was working like a superhero here, and you didn't even see me crack an egg and add 1 tablespoon of water to this. We're just gonna make a nice little egg wash. We're gonna coat this over the top of each of our rolls, hitting each side. That's gonna give it that wonderful glossy sheen once they've finished baking. I have about a tablespoon of oats. We're gonna distribute across the top of each one of the rolls. And all of these ingredients are gonna be listed below. We're also gonna do poppy seeds, about a tablespoon of poppy seeds. We're just gonna sprinkle over the top of these. And our last little sprinkle is gonna be sesame seeds. And we're gonna put these in the oven for 15 minutes. And when they come out, they are gorgeous. They smell amazing too. Look how cute. Our oatmeal knots are out of the oven. They're cooled a little bit. They're absolutely beautiful. Let me show you a couple of these. So anyhow, they're so cute, and they're little knots, and they're all healthy. 135 calories, only 4 grams of fat, and 3 grams of fiber. So I mean, that is a delicious, awesome little roll. So I'm gonna break them open so you guys can see. I mean, it's just so soft, so yummy. These are so good. I love these rolls. So now we are gonna go ahead and finish off that ham. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna put all that guy together. Once again, it's a champagne glazed ham. And if you're concerned about the alcohol, you definitely cook it all off. And so you're not gonna get any alcohol in eating this ham. So I have used a spiral ham for this recipe. You can use a ham that isn't, and you'll want to cut some crisscross grooves in that. We need a bottle of champagne. In our prepared roasting pan, mine is a dark bottom. You can also line it in tin foil also to give it that good baking. But we're gonna add about a cup of our champagne right over the top of this wonderful ham. And then I have, it's not quite a cup of brown sugar. I'm just really trying to get a nice good crust on this. So use as much or as little as you want. We're gonna cover it all over. Our oven has been preheated to 325 degrees. As soon as you get as much coating as you prefer, we're gonna cover this with tin foil. You wanna make sure it's all the way covered. So I'm gonna grab one more sheet just so I can tuck in this other side. We wanna tuck it in nice and tight. And it's gonna go in the oven for 1 hour. So we're gonna add the remaining bit of our champagne here, and 1/4 of a cup, as soon as these bubbles simmer down, 1/4 of a cup of crushed pineapple with the juice. This is so yummy. Now we're gonna add a little bit more honey, about 1/4 of a cup of honey. And if you don't want as much basting stuff, you can cut this back. And this is 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I love Dijon mustard. And about 1/2 teaspoon of crushed cloves. And I did about 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. Just give this a little mix. We're gonna put it on the burner. We want this to come to a boil, but I'm telling you, watch out for those bubbles. They get crazy with that champagne. And we're gonna let it simmer for about 5 minutes. We're cooking all that alcohol off and bringing it to a syrupy texture. 1 hour out of the oven. Here's our ham. We're gonna uncover it. We're gonna baste it with our yummy, yummy basting sauce, our glaze. Just baste this all over. We're gonna cover it again and put it in the oven for 1 more hour. After that hour, we're gonna bring it out. We're gonna baste it again. We're gonna cook it uncovered at this point, and every 10 minutes just pour more of this wonderful juice over the top. When we get it all done and the internal temperature has reached 115 degrees Fahrenheit, we're gonna slice some up. And it smells amazing. Juicy, flavorful. Ooh, look at that. Okay, and our ham is all done and it is gorgeous. Before we make this into a sandwich, because I think those are great right before Easter egg hunt or whatever on Easter, keep everybody's tummies from growling. Let's have a bite of this ham. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's moist. It's delicious and sweet. And this ham's coming in at 164 calories per serving. We're gonna make this into a simple sandwich, and let's do that really quick. Now this is a basic, super simple ham sandwich. We're gonna slice our wonderful oatmeal knot in half. I'm gonna add a little green leaf lettuce on here because I like a little greenery. And I'm gonna add some ham. You're more than welcome to do a Dijon mayo or any other kind of sauce, but I kept these super simple snack before the big Easter egg hunt. There you have it. That is one delicious, perfect Easter egg hunt pre-Easter festivity sandwich made with our oatmeal knots, super healthy bread, and our yummy champagne glazed ham. So from me to you, I will see you next week. I'm gonna be coming at you with some chicken artichoke heart calzones. You're not gonna wanna miss it. So I'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week. Love you guys.